So inflation was high in January versus December, with the consumer price index up almost 2%. Now, there was something of a break there because the sales tax holiday, brought down food and beverage costs. Let's get more from Dana McCauley, CEO of the Canadian Food Innovation Network. I know it's too soon to tell, but was this thing good for the food and beverage sector?
You know, the food sector is pretty big and shaggy. So for some people, yeah, it was good. If you're in the restaurant business, it probably gave you a bit of a boost. But in other places, it might have been a make-work project. I mean, this was designed to woo consumers and to win favor. So I don't think it was a big win for most food businesses.
And of course, we've heard a lot of the smaller companies in particular, it was a major hassle having to calculate.
Well, imagine, right? Every time you scan one of those barcodes, whether it's self-checkout or at the cashier checkout, all that information didn't get there magically. Somebody had to type all that in. So taking the tax off and now putting it back on, yeah, that definitely caused a lot of extra work. And if you're a company that does a lot of that work manually and with a skeleton crew, you probably had people working overtime just to accommodate something that they probably felt retrospectively was kind of whimsical. You think that maybe the government should consider a permanent tax holiday on some products? On some products. I mean, we're all feeling quite patriotic right now. I trudged through the snow and put up my Canadian flag on Saturday, and people were honking at me, and it felt good, right? So, well, as we're trying to support Canadian companies, if we're going to do something that's a concession, let's do it on the Canadian brands, the homegrown stuff, and make it easier to support those local heroes. Because if and when these tariffs come in, they're the ones who will lose market share. And so why not? But I think there are better ways to stimulate, the food sector than a tax holiday, to be perfectly honest.
Right, but one idea could possibly be remove taxes on Canadian-made food products?
Yeah, why not? And Canadian alcohol. Like, I think as you get up in the price point, and depending on which province you're in, right, the tax rates are quite different. So here in Ontario, when it came to buying big-ticket bottles of wine for my holiday celebrations, I thought the tax holiday was great, and I spent more, and I, experimented with wines I hadn't tried before because the price point was lower because of that change in tax. So I think it could help to make Canadian wines and spirits, the high-ticket items, look a lot more attractive to Canadian consumers. And certainly, if you're going to buy snacks and fun foods, why not have the Canadian ones be a little bit cheaper to help encourage us to grow those companies?
I suppose in normal times that would be seen as discrimination under trade agreements, but these aren't normal times.
And what's the worth of the trade agreement, right? If everyone's not respecting it, the social contract, the legal contract has been thrown away. So do what's good for your own, I suppose, would be my take.